And a resident of the 14th Ward, and I'm really excited to be here, even though I was given very short notice, so I'll be doing a lot of reading off paper. Thank you. Of course, the purpose, I'd like to take a moment to recognize all the I should know this, I'm a lobbyist, all the elected officials within the room. There's a lot of individuals in the room. Recognize all the elected officials. Thank you for being here. One thing I've learned in life, I would say names, but if you forget people, it's always a very bad thing. I've done that in the past, and I've been yelled at, so I will not be doing that, but thank you, elected officials. So, of course, this event, we're here to celebrate and uplift amazing individuals and organizations throughout the city of Albany. Even though we're here for Black History Month, these individuals play an incredible role throughout the year in the city of Albany. So, the individuals we are celebrating today are Jonathan Wafer, Sandra Sutherland, Quasi Burris, Quasi Burgess, Patricia Perry, David Gordon, Jason Jones. I hope it's Jason because my friend's name is like that, so if it's not, I'm saying it like that. What is it? Jason Jones, and Candace P. Elliott, Timothy Owens, Tabitha Wilson, Black Dimensions in Art, Wendy Milligan, Rosie Love, Rodney Smith, William Clay, Linda Jackson Chalmers, and Lonzo Callwood. Before we continue, I'd like to take this Before we continue, I'd like to invite you to stand with me, if you can, to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, I'd like to hand it over to Bishop Kamathia, pastor of the Elijah Missionary Church and the Albany Police Department chaplain, for our convocation.
Let us pray. Almighty and everlasting Father God, we come before your presence thanking you for this opportunity to lift up those who have labored in your vineyard in this city. We thank you for their determination and their gift. We pray, God, that all that is said and done tonight will be pleasing in your sight, for you are our strength and our source, and we give you honor and the glory. You are the God of all in this city, and we thank you. You are the God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far along the way. And we give you glory and thanks for all those we celebrate today. In the name of the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop, for that meaningful prayer. Next, we'll hear from Anaya Couture from the Scholastic Talent Showcase, who'll be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Stony the road we tried, bitter the chasing ride, felt in the days when unborn and died, and with the steady beat, till now our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slow. Out from our gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. Can you guys sing this with us one more time? A song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you. That was amazing. What a great job. At this time, I'd like to invite elected officials and their representatives to provide remarks. We're going to start with Mr. Manick from Congressman Tonko's office. We also have here State Senator Pat Fahey and Assembly Member Gabriela Romero, but we're starting with Mr. Manick from Tonko's office. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Black History Month, y'all. Let's hear it for that. Happy Black History Month, y'all. So, as kindly mentioned, my name is Manik Elahi, here on behalf of Congressman Paul Tonko and his office, who couldn't have the pleasure of joining us due to being in Washington, D.C., due to a session of Congress and some other stuff that you may have seen on the news. But what a pleasure to be here tonight. And I know this ceremony has happened for many years. It's a beautiful tradition of the Albany Common Council, and with that, I think it's appropriate to thank the Common Council President, Corey Ellis. Thank you, Council President Ellis. Thank you to Majority Leader Farrell and a lot of the leadership of the Common Council, and especially some of the members who are the leading force behind tonight's event. But tonight's, as we gather in this beautiful building, which exudes government in the state of New York, in its capital, which is the home for many fights which center around human rights. Tonight is an extraordinary night because we sit in the context of an effort to dismantle the fights that we fought. Whether it's around diversifying or continuing to diversifying our communities, ensuring that there's equality not only in government but in community, and how that government serves the said community. And most of all, making sure that people feel included in the process. And let me just say this, our office will not stand for this. We will not stand as they try to take away diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that also comes at the precipice of living in an area which is rich of history, not only national, but locally, whether it was the many unnamed, unsung heroes who fought right here, a little north of here in the Battle of Saratoga in 1777, many of those soldiers black who were never mentioned to this day, to many of our national figures who we hear a lot about, and even some of our hometown heroes like Henry Johnson and Dr. Green. Tonight is a chance for us to look back at them and say we will not stop the fight. We will not give up on what they fought for us. And again, in any other event, I would be giving you a very serious brief on what we've been up to in Washington, D.C. to protect civil rights, but this is not no ordinary moment. This is an extraordinary moment which requires an extraordinary response. And tonight, as I look at the horizon of people packing this city hall, I see hope in the city of Albany. So give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight. And lastly, if there's anything that we can leave with tonight, it's exactly this community. And a fight and a determination that we won't stop fighting, that we'll continue to look forward, that we can, and while a lot of us poured a lot of heart and soul over the last few months and many few weeks preceding tonight, and now a lot of us understandably feel that our tanks are at empty or at low, that the fight has been lost. But that's surely not the case, because tonight we look into the eyes of the people who fought harder battles for us to be here tonight. So in memory of them, in memory of the fights that lay ahead of us, and in memory of Black History Month, tonight we celebrate Black history, but tomorrow we pick up our tools again to march on till victory is won. Thank you.
Next up, we have New York State Senator Pat Fahey.
Good evening. It's an honor to join you again, an honor to join you each year. Congratulations to all the extraordinary honorees. I'm always a little touched each year when I walk in because I know so many of you. I feel like I've grown up with some of you, or at least raised my children with some of you. So thank you. I know of the service that so many of you have done. And what you have done to contribute to this community. It is selfless, and it's been constant for some of you, most of you, and it's been decades. Linda, decades. Linda Chalmers, Linda Jackson Chalmers, and I could name every name. Wendy was the one that reminded me to be here. Thank you, Wendy. Mr. Gordon, you're always Mr. Gordon, you're not David to me, helps me with the kids I mentor. So I could name everybody, Rodney, Tim, but I just want to give a special shout out to Bill Clay. He's not here tonight. Thank you for honoring him. Thank you for not forgetting Bill Clay. I'm seeing Linda, and I have to mention I was on the school board what feels like 100 years ago, but it was after 9/11 when we also faced very, very difficult times. And Bill Clay was there helping us on those fights. Linda was there till 4 in the morning when we tried to figure out how to balance a budget that just wouldn't balance when we saw such dramatic cuts. Yes, we are looking at some dark days again, given the constant stunning news out of DC and news that has us all apprehensive. So we've had tough times before in this country. Many of you could teach many lessons on those tough times. You are here to remind us of the shoulders we stand on in this community, in each of your wards, and throughout this country. So thank you for being that reminder of what you have persevered through. And I take comfort knowing that we are facing some insane times again, and know that because of your leadership, your work, your fortitude, we will work together and we will get through this. And thank you to each one of the council members. I know how much thought you put into this each year to make sure that we are honoring those who really make our community the community it is. So it's an honor to see you and be with each of you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you to all the council members for doing this.
Next up, we have our newest Assembly member, Gabriela Romero.
Thank you. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look at this crowd. I love seeing City Hall full of people. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Happy Black History Month. So every February, we take extra time to recognize the special and immense contributions of Black Americans in our communities and across the nation. And this evening, we get to celebrate our own slice of Black history here in Albany. And I don't know if people recognize, but tonight marks the 20th anniversary of Albany Common Council's Black History Month festivities. And tonight's honorees represent a cross-section of fields and accomplishments from education to advocacy to the arts to young people. Hi, David. And it's a privilege to be with all of you here tonight to celebrate the ways that our honorees are shaping our communities and contributing to Black history here in the city of Albany. I'm really privileged to be here tonight, not only as your Assembly member, but as your former Common Council member too. It's great to be back here in City Hall. And it's really wonderful to experience the Black excellence as well as I'm looking at these honorees and I'm seeing this crowd and I'm seeing my fellow council members. But as Monica mentioned before, this celebration truly cannot happen in a vacuum. At a time when our own president wants to abolish decades of progress, whether it's affirmative action, MWBEs, grants to address environmental racism, EOP programs, we need leaders that will stand strong and stand up. And I'm proud that it's people right here that we're honoring today that are the people that do stand up strong and accomplished and serious, but also our council members here that time and time again stand up strong as leaders to stand up for what matters here in the city of Albany. So as we gather here tonight to hear from our distinguished speakers and enjoy outstanding music and performances, it's really wonderful that we continue to celebrate these accomplishments. But there's a ton more work that we have to do, and we have to acknowledge that. So thank you all for gathering here today, and I really want to say congratulations to our honorees. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and may you guide us, truly. May we follow you into a more peaceful, successful, and joyous city of Albany. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and thank you for the work you will do. Join me in congratulating them.
Next, I'm excited to introduce our keynote speaker, Walter T. Mosley, who's currently the New York State Secretary of State. I had the pleasure of working with him when he represented Brooklyn in the New York State Assembly, advocating on behalf of criminal justice, affordable housing, and all issues Brooklyn related. He also previously was the president CEO of the Mosley Advisory Group, a firm that focused on cannabis legalization and industrial development. Now in his role as the New York State Secretary of State, he supports businesses, community revitalization, business formation, protecting consumers, and just helping New Yorkers generally. A round of applause for Mr. Mosley.
Can I raise this a little bit? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jennifer, for those kind words. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Albany Common Council for inviting me here. I want to thank the President Corey Ellis for having me here. I want to thank your president and your majority leader. I want to acknowledge all the honorees here tonight. It's an honor to be here with you. I want to thank the staff that allows for us to be in this beautiful rotunda. And obviously, last but certainly not least, all the participants and the building engineers that allow for us to be here beyond 5 o'clock. I just want to also give a special shout out because he made the invitation to a young man. He's not a young man anymore. He's a husband and soon-to-be father who I've known since he was 11 years old, and that's your fellow council member, Owusu Onan. Owusu is a dear, he's family to me. And I'm not gonna tell my age, but I coached him in football when he was just 11 years old. And to see him grow and matriculate in life, academically, socially, politically, has been an honor and a privilege to see from a distance. And now as an Albanian myself, for the past 6 years, I get to see it up close and I get to see the marvelous work he's doing here in the city of Albany. So I want to thank Owusu, or who we used to call King, because he carried himself in a way that was revered and something that not only his peers respected, but his coaches as well. So I want to thank him for this invitation. But again, thank you for having me tonight. Now, this is the 2025 Black History Month celebration, and we know that the theme for this year's celebration is African Americans in the labor movement. And tonight we stand to acknowledge the long and arduous journey that those labor leaders committed to in their fight within the labor movement. And we celebrate their leadership throughout, not only today, not only this month, but the history that they've paved along the way so that all of us can have a just workplace. So before I go on any further, I just want to acknowledge and pay homage to some of the ancestors who paved the way in the labor movement, who we should recognize, like a Philip Randolph, like a Lucy Parsons, like a Hattie Canty, like a Mary McLeod Bethune, like a Bayard Rustin. It's last but certainly not least, a brother who's still in our midst, Chris Smalls. Recognizing Black history is something that we deeply value, not only within our community, but throughout all communities. And as a Black man, I feel the true weight of our history and the resilience of our service and our ability to thrive throughout centuries of oppression. But I would, understand that the power of community to build and sustain hope lies within all of us, not just people who consider themselves a part of the community, but communities as a whole. But Black Americans stand on the shoulders of our ancestors who fought for freedom, who fought for justice, who fought for equality. So this month is a time to reflect, not only on their rich legacy in history, but the struggles and triumphs in which they overcame, so that we may be partaking in the experience that we call Black History Month. The words of Dr. Carter G. Woodson rings true today more so than ever before. Known as the father of Black history, he said, if a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thoughts of the world, and it stands in danger of extinction. I'm gonna say that one more time. If a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in the danger of being exterminated. Our history can't be erased. No matter how many executive orders, no matter how many dog whistles you may throw at us. And even after this month is over, we should not and will not stop acknowledging the incredible contributions of Blacks and African Americans. It's a history that continues to unfold. And I'm proud to be a part of that continuing history here in the state of New York. Because ultimately, Black History Month is not only a celebration of the past, it's a call to action to the future. An invitation for us to build upon the world where Black people are seen, valued, and empowered. Now, as your Secretary of State, I'm also committed to making New York a better place for all residents. And the governor has been leading the fight. She knows that as much as we need to acknowledge and pay homage to our past, to ignore the present, the here and now, will be a gross misjustice and a disservice to the offspring of our very own ancestors we want to revere. The governor knows that too many of us across the state are struggling to make ends meet. To help more families to get ahead, her 2025 agenda is centered on making New York and the lives we live here in our great state more affordable for you, for us, for all New Yorkers. In her 2025 State of the District address, she laid out the blueprint for a more prosperous New York, which includes more than 200 initiatives that will keep New Yorkers safe, that will keep New York, have them have the ability to save money, and ensure that New York's future is in a place where all families can thrive. In her affordability agenda, she plans to slash the middle-class tax cut by 5%, expand New York's tax credit to provide up to $1,000 per family to 1.6 million New Yorkers, and she will be funding universal food, free school meals for up to 2.7 million students statewide. So the governor knows to merely pay homage to the past doesn't give us the right or the license to ignore what's going on in the very present. So while I'm here as your secretary and representing the governor and the state of New York, I'm also here in the capacity as the chairman of the New York State Commission on African American History. And by way of background, many of you know back in 2022, the governor signed an executive order announcing the creation of this commission. Our mission was to strategize, brainstorm, and ultimately present ideas that recognizes the full history, the rich legacy, and the cultural contributions made by African Americans and Black New Yorkers to our state and our nation, in spite of every barrier, obstacle, and persecution we may have faced. This commission, comprised of a highly collected group of dedicated public servants and professionals, gathered over the course of a year and a half to decide as to how we would ensure New Yorkers have a better understanding of the contributions of Black New Yorkers, and to ensure that African Americans and Black New Yorkers are uplifted and recognized for their beneficial impact on their health, economic well-being, the public safety and general welfare that all New Yorkers have come to benefit from. And we did this by partnering with community folks just like you, bringing you into the conversation through events and cultural programs and scholarly research and other activities. And in its recognition for doing so, and for taking the time by which the governor wanted this commission to come up with recommendations, they strive to make sure that the priorities that we were going to concentrate on would strive for a more inclusive New York State. So one thing has not changed, and that is this: the need to draw inspiration and guidance from the past. But to do that, we need to know our past. And it is a choice to be able to look back at our past and to learn from it. That sentiment has driven the commission and its mission. And so I'm proud of the work we have done over the past 2 years, because it has been a collaborative effort between the commission and the community. Those efforts have led to the first of its kind report detailing the commission's policy recommendations for investment in key areas such as education, community and economic development, the arts and culture, and much, much more. And as a result, just this past Juneteenth of last year, the final report outlined 22 recommendations that will guide projects for the implementation of our mission across the state. These projects commemorate overlooked achievements from the past and create where the state can advance its works to counterbalance the historical disparities in the Black community. And the governor has put her money where her mouth is in committing $16 million to support the development and implementation of these very same recommendations. And as the host agency at the Department of State, we will be actively engaged in partnering with community-based organizations, some of which are right here in this room, and multiple state agencies to bring New York together through events, exhibitions, and other activities to promote a greater understanding of the history and achievements of African Americans and people of African descent throughout our state. Because while it is a Black History Month today, we know that our history can be and will be celebrated 365 days out of the year. We at the Commission cherish our role in retelling this history so that we may uplift one another and continue to move our nation forward with purpose. So finally, as I reflect on the journey and the growth from which we have able to persevere, as well as what lies before us, I'm reminded of a quote that a wise person once told me. And he said that diversity is a reality, while inclusion is a choice. And then he countered that with, it's proclaimed that history is lived forward, but is written in retrospect. So while we are honoring the labor movement of the past, as well as the potential and the possibilities of the commission and its recommendations as we look forward, let us not forget that as we go about our daily lives and leave this beautiful rotunda, that we think about what is our history, your history going to leave. What are you going to leave within our history? What did you do to make a difference, not only in this city we call Albany, but throughout this state? So in closing, I just want to say thank you for allowing us to acknowledge the importance of this commission and of Black history as it relates to our state, while we seek to uplift the often unrecognized parts of the history that we have collected. So again, on behalf of Governor Hochul, on behalf of the Department of State, and to all the honorees, we congratulate you for all the work you've done, but more importantly, all the work you will continue to do, not only for those who are in our midst, but those who will come and those who will lead us. I thank you again for this opportunity, and I wish you all a happy Black History Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Mosley. Next, we are delighted to invite Jordan Tyler Hill to perform for us before the presentation of the awards.
Hello. I've seen unfold the warmest times and have been alone, and still I roam from time to time. My mind wanders like some ships that set sail. Some kids make bail, but most don't. Some souls go for sale, but mine won't. Through these eyes I've seen unfold the darkest times, morning's cold. La, 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 la. Like this going on? Can we clap like that? Yeah, I need to hear it. Let me hear it, Albany. Can y'all say la 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 la? A little louder. Say la 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 la. Say la 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 la. Louder, louder, la 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 la. Say la 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 la. La 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 la. Say la 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 la. got a couple minutes, okay? Can I share a song with y'all real quick? So, I've been on this reggaeton vibe lately. I wrote this music. So I'm a teacher. Wow, I'm out of breath. Man, I shouldn't be. I'm a teacher, artist in the Albany area. I work in a lot of Albany schools. I work with BOCES and things like that too. So I just came back from Cuba, and I was studying drumming and dance there. So I've been really influenced by Latin music, Latin culture. I mean, it's all Afro, black anyway, right? They just happen to speak Spanish, okay? But I want to share a piece with y'all that I wrote a year ago when I knew I was going to Cuba, and hope y'all like this. Any reggaeton fans in the house? Any reggaeton fans in the house? Hey, this is celebration, how? But I act like we're celebrating and feeling alive. Put that up a little bit, Mr. Soundman. This is Soundman. Right there. Miss Gracie on the keys, Mr. John Dixon on the drums, by the way. I'm feeling it alive. Nobody messes with my life. You're cleaning things right out of his mind. You're taking over ready and not, and I can't let him hate with me. I'm a solid in the mirror, that's my race. I wanna run, I can't be fake. Saying something that I don't know what's going to be. But I always stay, I keep it in, cause I'm smooth. So as I hit it when I'm moving, I never back down when I'm in the groove. Between something and proving, I can't lose the same something. Coming to move though, same time the race high, shot over, feeling in the race club. Everything new, on the car, Paris, and car, right here when they go top. Same time the race high, shot over, feeling in the race club. Paris, and car, right here when they go top. Yeah, switch up the sound. Can y'all say that? Bless. Blessings on blessings on blessings. I say I'm counting my blessings all night all day. Hey, thank y'all very much. Thank y'all very much. February 19th, we got a show at New York State Museum, 11 to 1. Come on out. April 4th at Opaka Gallery, JordanTaylorHill.com. We'll be here for a bit though. Thank you guys. Thank you again. Keith, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Jordan, for that amazing performance. Round of applause. Now we will begin honoring the amazing individuals and organizations that have brought us together tonight. When I announce the name of the awardee and council member, please come up to the podium where your legislator presents you with your award. First, we'll begin with the Common Council President, Corey Ellis, awarding Jonathan Wafer.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure to see the faces. It's a pleasure to be awarding the honoree, Jonathan Wafer. Before I get into a little bit of his bio, I met Jonathan, probably John, about 20-something years ago. First time I ever saw him was in high school. And so when I came home one weekend, it was a Monday, and I needed a haircut. And we grew up, there was no barbershops open on a Monday, none. And so a brother told me, he's like, yo, go up to True Image. I said, why? He said, True Image, they're open on a Monday. I said, they are? So I went up to True Image. I walk in the door, and I noticed John. Now, I remember John from when he played high school at Colony, so when I saw him, I was like, that's the brother with the smooth left-hand shot. So didn't I say that? So I saw that, and I was like, that's the brother. And then I heard somebody say, Corey, what's up? And I look in the back, and my cousin Jason Ellis is back there cutting hair. Now, what that did was that made me switch from my barber, who was Herman Cockfield, to my cousin. Now, the last time I saw my cousin, he was doing vacuum cleaners, selling vacuum cleaners. And this goes to who he is. He gave my cousin a chance and a shot. And my cousin today has 2 barbershops because of this man. This man did not only influence my cousin, but my cousin sat down and told me, he said, John has influenced so many barbers throughout the Capital District, people don't even know. And so you can clap for that. Absolutely, absolutely. And so recognizing him tonight is long overdue. Councilman Johnson had brought it to my attention, I think it was a year ago. He said, see, we gotta, all the stuff John's doing, the barbers he's created, the opportunities he's gotten kids, we have to recognize him. And so this year, you know, we made sure we didn't forget to recognize this brother right here, because in every neighborhood, I always believe this, you have to control the corners. The corners have to be the place where dreams are made. The corners have to be the place where there's stability, so when people walk by down the street, they see something positive happening. And so True Image being at that corner shows there's something positive. He's just not a businessman. He is in the community. He's influencing our young men and women every single day. And I'll just read a few of the lines on his bio. It says, John has over 30 years experience in barbering and a proud owner, as we know, of True Image Barbershop, which celebrates its 29th anniversary this August. Married to his wife, Kim, since 1994. Now I know his wife because I starred in a play with his daughter years ago. Jonathan is the father of 2 daughters, Brittany and Autumn. In addition to running his successful local business in the heart of Albany, John is making a profound impact on the lives of young people through his leadership of the Next Gen Barbershop program at Albany High School, a Brooklyn career and technical education system. Students in this 3-year program, and this is so important because I know this man, and I know what he believes, and I know what he teaches to our young people. They gain the skills and mentorship that prepare them for success in the barber industry and beyond. And that beyond is so key, because I know what he's putting in our young people. Now, the award, Elijah competed in the Skills USA Barbering Competition. Now, most of y'all already seen this probably. Held in May 2023, and he won, and he made history, earning the gold medal and becoming a state champion through John's guidance. Now, he did that for one of ours, put them on the national stage. And so it is proud that I stand here. I'm honored to be standing here and be able to recognize him, which is long overdue, which many of our awardees tonight is long overdue. So I would like to congratulate John this year on our African American 20th year anniversary that we've been doing this, as the African American that we recognize in the Presidential Award. John, congratulations, good brother.
Thank you, everybody. I just asked Corey, let me back up from this a little bit. I just asked Corey, could I say a couple words real quick? Thank you again for the kind words. Thank you for acknowledging me. I see a lot of faces in the room that I do know. I see a couple of faces in the room that I kind of think I know, and some other you I don't know. But there are 3 people that I want to recognize in the room. There's a beautiful woman in the back there who I have known since I was an 18-year-old boy, and she's helped me to grow into the man that I am today. That is my wife, Kim Wafer. Where are you, babe? Stand up real quick. Let them see you. Let them see you real quick. I know she's gonna be mad at me, but I wanted to acknowledge her. My daughter that's holding the camera, taking the pictures, my oldest daughter, she's 29, I'm a girl dad. Love you, Britt. And the gentleman next to her is a friend, a colleague, a partner in business with me at True Images, who allows me to be able to go to school every day and teach our young people for the last 6 years. Without him, excuse me, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing during the day at school, so I wanted to recognize them. Thank you for acknowledging me. Hold, real quick. My teacher's coming out. Although you were acknowledging me, you are also recognizing them, because without them, I would not be here. So thank you very much.
Next up, we have Majority Leader Jenny Farrell, who will be honoring Sandra Sutherland on behalf of the President pro tempore.
Good evening, everyone. And I would like to quickly say congratulations and thank you to all of our honorees. Councilmember Kimbrough unfortunately had something with his family, so he last minute was not able to attend, but it is my distinct honor to read his remarks to this incredible honoree that he has. Tonight we gather in celebration not just of history, but of remarkable individuals who shape it every day. Black History Month is a time to honor resilience, leadership, and service, and there is no better example of these qualities than the 4th Ward honoree, Sandra Sutherland. Sandra's story is one of perseverance, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to uplifting those in need. From overcoming personal hardships to becoming a pillar of strength in our community, Sandra has dedicated her life to ensuring that no one walks alone in their struggles. Through her work at the Albany Housing Coalition, she's become a champion for the veterans, providing housing and support for those who have given so much to this country. Her compassion, advocacy, and tireless service have transformed lives, proving real change starts with a heart willing to give. Sandra is more than a leader. She's an inspiration. She is proof that one person's dedication can create ripples of hope throughout a community. Her legacy is not just in the services she provides, but in the dignity and respect she restores to those in need. Tonight, we celebrate you, Sandra. We honor your work, your spirit, and your contributions to Albany and beyond. Your commitment to justice, compassion, and community embodies the very essence of Black History Month. Please join me in giving a well-deserved round of applause to Sandra Sutherland. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you.
I hope this works. I'm grateful for the recognition today here by my peers and colleagues, and I'm especially honored to serve veterans of the Capital Districts for their sacrifices and service to the armed forces of the United States. I am proud to represent and serve the many clients over the years, and it has been my privilege to help house and rehabilitate the forgotten soldiers who return to civilian life and the many struggles and barriers that continue to challenge social and economic disparity amongst poor families and the working class. My life's journey has been a study in socioeconomic struggle and the passion to thrive in service of others. I have been a provider and coordinator for my clients who have encompassed every area of urban poverty and social disenfranchisement. Community leaders don't all have podiums or podcasts, and I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But it takes a heart for people and a sense of humanity to be a resource to your community, and I am so very grateful that I have been blessed with a life that has enabled the lives of others. And this is from the heart. I thank God for the spirit of perseverance, commitment, and the recognition of our common humanity. Also, Mr. Kelly Kimbrough and members of the Common Council of Albany, New York, I thank you. I thank my family, friends, colleagues, especially Lynn Mack, who I've worked with at Albany Housing Coalition for over 20 years, recently retired Director Joseph Sluska, and grant writer David Shackney, and of course the many, many veterans I have had the pleasure of serving for this recognition and great honor. There is a saying, it takes a village. You are my village, Albany, New York, and we are brethren, with the goal of uplifting one another, especially our veterans. Yes, we are brethren, and I am your sister. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. It is now my distinct honor to talk about the 13th Ward honoree, Dr. Kwesi Burgess. Come on up. Woo! So, the 13th Ward, we don't have a lot of businesses in there, but we have a lot of schools. And so I like to say that we're the education ward in the city of Albany. And there is no one that better embodies the power of education and the spirit of service, dedication, and community than Dr. Burgess. He grew up in Albany, New York, after immigrating with his family from Guyana in 2001. And I love that he began his professional career at nowhere other than the Department of Parks and Recreation as part of our summer youth employment program. He kept going, and his history is really the best of, I think, some of our greatest pieces of Albany. He worked for the Boys and Girls Club, he was on staff of the Albany Police Athletic League, and he is a proud Falcon, an Albany High graduate, but he didn't stop there. He kept going because somebody that embodies the power of education continues forward. Obviously, he did not stop with his master's degree, where he was a teacher with many, many honors, but he also got his doctorate. And he's currently the assistant principal. He's currently the assistant principal at North Albany Middle School, and he is the absolute pride of the 13th Ward. We are so lucky to have you in our ward, and we are lucky to have you in our city and as a son of Albany, continuing the path forward and really showing us the importance of education and inspiring not just the children, but also the adults of Albany. Thank you so much for all that you do. So lucky to have you.
Next, 14th Ward Council Member Deborah Zamarul will present the award to Linda Jackson Chalmers.
Hi, thank you everybody for being here. Hi, Linda. So, Linda Jackson Chalmers has been a pillar of the City of Albany community for decades. I had the good fortune to work with her several years ago, maybe 10 years ago, as a member of Mayor Sheehan's Capital Campaign Committee, where I experienced firsthand how thoughtful and knowledgeable Linda is. Her measured leadership and wealth of experience was an asset to our committee and to the organizations we were serving. Linda's commitment to our city was displayed throughout her 38 years with the Albany City School District. Linda served as an art teacher, supervisor, and principal of Arbor Hill Elementary School, and then as assistant superintendent of schools for human resource and community relations. But Linda considers her role as principal of Arbor Hill Elementary as one of the most rewarding chapters in her long career. Linda has served our community in volunteer capacities as well. She's served on numerous community boards throughout the years, including the boards of the Albany Institute of History and Art, Skidmore College, and the African American Cultural Center of the Capital Region. It is my honor to recognize Linda Jackson Chalmers as the Black History Month nominee from the 14th Ward. I think we'll take a, here you go. You taking a picture? Want to take a picture? Take a picture. Here, over here. Okay, good. I'm gonna leave this one for you. Okay.
Deb said you don't have to say anything, but I do have to say this. I'm a lifelong, proud citizen of Albany, growing up in the South End, on Myrtle Avenue, a couple of blocks down the way. Then I lived in many wards. I lived in Loudon Arms when I left home and started my career as an educator. And then I moved to my first home on Grandview Terrace off of 2nd Avenue. Then my husband and I, William, who's in the back somewhere, hi William, Bill Chalmers, who's also a lifelong member of Albany. Then we moved to Terrace Avenue, and currently now we are in the 14th Ward. We've been there for like 20 years. But I'd like to say that although I live uptown, my heart belongs to the South End and Arbor Hill. But thank you, Deb, for this award.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget.
Next, First Ward Council Member Sonia Frederick will award Patricia Perry.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for this wonderful celebration. It is my esteemed honor to recognize an incredible woman this evening that truly puts service above self and has a history of many great accomplishments. I had the privilege of getting to know Ms. Patricia Perry through her leadership and advocacy as the president of the Mount Hope Neighborhood Association in recent years. Someone once said that every conflict we face in life is rich with positive and negative potential. The choice is up to us and our willingness to face and work through them. I share this quote tonight because Ms. Perry, the Neighborhood Association, and I had a challenging zoning decision over the last year that we had to navigate. We had many varying opinions, and this definitely led to a time that we had to really work together as a community. During this process, I truly got to see Ms. Perry's grassroots efforts, unwavering leadership, and commitment. Post the zoning decision, I was also able to see Ms. Perry's strong ability to move past any differences within the community, quickly mend, and bring back that community bond to her neighborhood. Although I only know a very small sliver of Ms. Perry, I am grateful and better for knowing her, and so is her community. Pat grew up in Sheridan Hollow and the South End and was a proud student of Albany Public Schools and Sage College. She is a mother of one son, Andrell Perry. Previously, I mentioned that she has many accomplishments, so here we go. Pat was active in tenant organizing in her early years and was a part of the original board of United Tenants of Albany, where she advocated for tenants' rights for many years. She was also a hardworking employee of Whitney Young Health Center, the New York State Office of the Comptroller, and the New York State Office of Court Administration, where she served as an auditor for 30 years until her well-deserved retirement. And at that time, where most should take that well-deserved time to relax and rest, now she cannot stop giving back to her community as president of the Mount Hope Neighborhood Association. I see day in and day out Pat's unwavering commitment to bettering her neighborhood and sticking up for the residents of Mount Hope. Pat, we thank you for everything you've done for your neighborhood and for Albany, and congratulations.
I grew up in the city of Albany, but I was not born here. I hail from the state of North Carolina. My family was part of the Great Migration North, and this is where we landed. I went from Arbor Hill, Sheridan Hollow, to the South End. I remember Albany when it was in its glory days, the stores that lined North Pearl and South Pearl Street, and enjoyed the schools. The schools were strong, the neighborhoods were strong. As we fight to keep the city together, Arbor Hill and the South End, it is important that everyone fights to make the neighborhood strong and desirable for the residents there. I thank Sonia for the nomination. She caught me by surprise, but thank you.
Next, Second Ward Council Member Derek Johnson awarding David Gordon Jr.
So the first thing I'm gonna do, we do it a little bit different in the Second Ward. I'm gonna ask if Mr. and Mrs. Gordon will come up here and stand with us, please. It's only right that the parents get to share this moment, because without them, it wouldn't be no David. So, welcome everybody tonight. We do work very hard in trying to get this right, and all year I'm looking, and on this one I went home. I went home to the Boys and Girls Club. It's a boys club to me, but Boys and Girls Club now. And I got an invitation to attend teen night. And so when I go in, I get involved, I watch what's going on. And you know, what I saw from this young man right here, the respect that he has from the kids that service the Boys and Girls Club, it was something to see. And it was real, it was right then that I said, that's who I'm gonna recognize, because at a time where we have community centers that kids are walking by, when you go to the Boys and Girls Club, you see everything that's on these kids' minds today. And that's the important thing. You know, we try to do things with kids like how it was done for us, and it's not the same now. You know, our kids are, you know, more talented, more diverse, more everything than the experiences we had at their age. And so when I saw what was going on, I'm getting the word out. If you need a place for your kid to go, and it's free, I believe it's still free, right? The Boys and Girls Club have everything. They have electronic games, they have so many people, and in fact, it's teen night tonight, right? So if you need something to do after tonight, head up to the Boys and Girls Club, because it's a lot of young men and young brothers and sisters that are eager to connect with people. So, you know, the work that this young man is doing is impeccable, and I want to congratulate you on your new position. I believe you're responsible for Troy, Albany, and Schenectady. So, you know, he's running it on, Rensselaer. He's doing it on a tri-level, and so I just thought it was important for him to get his shine tonight, because a lot of times the quiet people get overlooked. And many people know Mr. Gordon, he's not a man of a lot of words, but he's got many talents. So, you know, I go to church, I see him playing the piano. I see him on the internet in many facets, and this is what Albany is creating. And I want his parents to come up here, because they did a great job with him. And it's many parents that are raising young black boys and young black girls that are doing the work. And this brother right here is doing the work not only during his work hours, but at night, on the weekend, and everybody needs a go-to. So, you know, people call me, they're looking for gym space. I call Dave, I said, Dave, what can we do? And he say, you let me know what you need. And so I thank you for the work that you're doing. His father, we grew up in church at Christian Memorial, and I told a story when he recognized me one night. I used to sit next to this brother, and I always wanted to be like him, because he was so quiet. And everybody that knows me, I struggle with that. So, you know, but a lot of times I have to let some of my elders know how much I paid attention to them, and you know how much that they poured into me, and I'm just getting a pleasure out of paying it forward to the same name, David Gordon. So tonight, I just want to say congratulations to this young brother, and the sky's the limit for him.
I can't be remiss without recognizing my wife, Jasmina. Come on, Stan. Like the other gentleman said, I got 3 people to recognize, and number 1 is my wife of 9 years this June. 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. Even if I'm in the doghouse to the penthouse, she's still by my side. So, babe, I love you. Where's that award? This award is for you. This award is for you. She's such an amazing woman. Working for the state, she does things with Triple Threat All-Star Gym, and she's doing things with YMCA Achievers. So we're in the same lane serving people. Same lane serving people. Number 2 and 3 is my parents. I could cry right now because they have stood tall. 40-some years together. 42 this July. And as I turn 40 this August, my parents have taught me to serve. I remember a message my dad said one time. He said, no matter what you do, you're going to serve something and somebody. And what he was alluding to was, first of all, Jesus Christ. That's the first person you got to serve. And then the second is each other. And so what you do in your service, that's going to matter at the end. So I'm here standing tall on their shoulders with my wife right on my back, loving me through everything. And I want to thank everybody. Thank the Second Ward DJ. He always called my phone, hey man, I need some space. And it's funny thing that me and my wife are from the Second Ward. We currently live in the 4th Ward. We were dealing with Alfredo Ballerin in the other ward. And so this work will continue on. As Mr. DJ said, I am a part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Capital area, and we are here to serve and protect our youth. Thank you.
Next, Council Member Owusu Anan will be awarding Ja Jones on behalf of Council Member Joyce Love.
Wow, such a packed room. First, I just want to thank everyone for being here, and unfortunately, Council Member Joyce Love cannot be here. However, I'm honored to recognize Jashawn Jones. Yes, sir, for all the work that he does. Jashawn is an incredible young man who has demonstrated unwavering character and quiet strength. Despite the demands of his full-time job, he remains a pillar of support in the 3rd Ward and all across the city. Not only ensuring well-beings of those in those neighborhoods, but all across our city. Whether through fundraising efforts, neighborhood initiatives, or simply checking in on loved ones. Mr. Jones leads with a heart full of generosity and a spirit that uplifts everyone, no matter your zip code. He seeks no recognition for his effort, yet his impact speaks volumes. His humility, loyalty, and deep love for his family and friends and community is exemplary. Councilmember Love dedicated this award to Jashawn, not just for what he has done, but for who he is as a person. The respect and admiration he has earned around the Third Ward and all across the city of Albany. And if you are proud of Mr. Jones, you have not seen nothing yet. Congratulations on behalf of Councilmember Joyce Love.
Truly, I just want to give God all praise and honor for this award in this moment. I'm going to be humble. I wasn't going to say nothing. I'm not big on being recognized. Anything I do from my heart. But I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my mother. Hi, Mom, Stan. My Aunt Mary, Stan, Mary King, my Aunt Nicole Jones. Truly, I have to recognize my grandmother, Dorothy Jones. I have to acknowledge my grandmother, Doris Bedell, who wish she could be here today. I am truly forever grateful and thankful. I am on the board of Sheridan Hollow. I am a general manager for a Marriott property. I am a caregiver. I am a church man. I am a family man. I love to entertain. Family after party at my house. Food is on stove. But again, I am just grateful and thankful. And if anyone needs anything, I'm only a phone call, Facebook, Instagram away. Again, as a community, we cannot take a stand alone. I've learned that if you keep living, you're gonna find out the hard way. As a community, we are in this together. We have to stop blaming everyone else for everything else, and we need to also help our legislators take a stand. Thank you again, and God bless you.
Now we have 5th Ward Council Member Jamel Robinson honoring Candace P. Elliott.
Good evening, everyone. Today is a bittersweet moment for me because this is the last time that I'll be standing before this body in this capacity for this event, as my term does expire at the end of this year. Throughout my 8 years of service to the city and my community, this has always been a highlight for me to honor those who give back so much and make our community stronger. And so the person that I am honoring tonight is Miss Candace P. Elliott, also known as Aunt Candy to many of us. She is a jewel and a gem to our community, as you can see by the fine jacket she's wearing. And we just love her so much. And so throughout history, music has been the heartbeat of our faith and our fight for justice. During the Civil Rights Movement, songs were more than melodies. They were battle cries, prayers, and declarations of hope. That same spirit flows through our honoree. She is a vessel of God's love, a voice of encouragement, a pillar in our neighborhood, faith community, and our city. Through her unwavering faith and her gift of music, she has lifted hearts, strengthened spirits, and reminded us all of the power of worship and service. Many of us have witnessed the way her voice can turn reservoirs of despair into rivers of hope. How her songs of praise can shift the atmosphere, and how she carries the burdens of others with grace and love. Like the great leaders of our history, she knows that her faith is not just spoken, it is lived. And through song and service, she has lived it boldly. There's an old hymn that echoes the very essence of her journey. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show somebody he is traveling wrong, then my living is not in vain. Aunt Candy, your living has not been in vain. You have helped, cheered, and guided so many, not just with your words, but with your music, your actions, and your heart for this community. In our community of faith, you have led us in worship, turning pain to praise, and throughout our city, your impact has been profound, reminding us even in difficult times, God is still working miracles. Black History Month is a time to honor the past, but Auntie, you are a living part of our history, shaping the present and inspiring our future. You have used your faith and your voice to uplift, to heal, and to unite. And so tonight, we honor you, and we thank you, and we celebrate you so much. So I'm going to ask her daughter, Jazé, to come up. Jazé. And also her pastor, Bishop Elgin Joseph Teller, Sr., if you would come on up too.
Congrats to our first batch of awardees. We have a 10-minute intermission during which I would like to invite Jasmine Bass from Scholastic Talent Showcase to perform on violin. Also, feel free to stretch your legs and go to the bathroom, which are located on the basement level and the second floor. Thank you.
Bishop? Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine, and I came all the way here from Florida. I left my nice warm weather to be in the snow for you guys. Thank you all so much for having me. I was here last year for the first time, and it was so much fun. So I'm really glad to be back. Now, I will say the cold weather has me messed up, but it also has my violin a little messed up today. So I'm gonna need your guys' help singing along because my violin is struggling a little bit with this weather adjustment. So if you guys know the song, please sing your hearts out. I will be singing in my head and playing my heart out for all of you, okay?
people we're looking forward to honoring. So please take your seats. There is a reception at the end where you can all talk for at least a good 40 minutes. Seats, please. Seats, please. We are great attention for the first batch of awardees, and we should have great attention for the next batch of awardees also, because we're honoring them too. Thank you. Next up, I would like to invite the 6th council member, Dick Conti, to award Tim Owens.
Thank you. And I just got to make one observation. I was actually here 20 years ago on the council when we had this first celebration, and it was a much simpler event that we did upstairs in the council chambers, where we had a little reception, and we recognized individuals upstairs during our council meeting. But I want to give a shout out, and I don't think she's here tonight, to the person who really started this back then. It was Carolyn McLaughlin, our council member at the time. And it was Carolyn who thought that the council needed to do something during Black History Month, to have an event recognizing Black History Month. And it was her idea that what we needed to do was recognize individuals in the community. And she said that every council member has someone in their community that can be and should be recognized. And so it was the format was her idea that every council member would select an honoree from their ward, their community, to be honored, to show the depth of people in the community and the contributions that had touched every ward. And so that was Carolyn's idea, and it's lasted for 20 years. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her. And for my honoree tonight is Tim Owens. Oh, Tim is here. And Tim just is celebrating his birthday. So we should give a, which I just found out. I'm not going to tell him age or anything like that. Okay. But I've known Tim for a while, and Tim, and I think a lot of his family members are here tonight also, and we'll recognize them later. But Tim and his wife, Monica, and their 2 children, Caleb and Sydney, they're longtime residents of the Hudson Park neighborhood. And Tim, and I've known Tim for a while, but it was only a couple of years ago that I realized the second part, that he is a soccer fanatic and a student of the game. And I like this part. He became involved in soccer when his son started kicking a soccer ball at the age of 3. And then he went on, as a result, he became a parent assistant coach at the Albany Youth Soccer, and then the Albany Soccer Club, where he has been coaching since 2003. In 2015, Tim was elected president of the Capital District Youth Soccer League, one of the largest leagues in the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association. And as president of the league, Tim pursued an inclusive agenda to enhance the soccer experience for the nearly 50 active clubs within the league. In addition to his volunteer activity, in addition to his volunteer activity with soccer, Tim also serves as chapter president of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, the nation's first and oldest intercollegiate Greek letter organization established for African American college men, whose mission includes public service and community advocacy. In his professional life, I say, Tim is a senior engineer technician with a local engineering firm. He also holds his, I believe you got your engineering degree from RPI. specializing in bridge and structural inspection in New York, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And so I am really proud tonight to be able to honor and recognize Tim for his record of volunteerism and his community service. Thank you. If you want to say a few words before, then we'll just,
Sure. I'm not going to hold you, but I want to thank Richard for this honor, and congratulations to all the other honorees. I'm a deacon at Mount Calvary Baptist Church in the South End. I learned and trained under the tutelage of Reverend Robert Dixon Sr., and so I would be remiss without recognizing him as he passed on at the age of 103 earlier, just a couple of months ago. But I also live Black history, being born in February. I just celebrated 60 years. And I'm still celebrating, some of y'all know. But I live Black history because my dad is here. He turns 9, yeah. He turns 90 in July. He was, yep. The first to desegregate schools in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Okay, that is, my older brother, James Jr., is here, standing right there, Jimmy Jam. The first African-American graduate from the St. Gregory School for Boys in Loudonville. We live Black history. My son is here. There's Caleb. The first legacy African-American to graduate from the Albany Academies in its 211 years of history, right? I'm proud of that legacy because we're the only family to have ever graduated 5 boys from predominantly white schools like the St. Gregory School for Boys and the Albany Academies, right? So, let's see. I'm almost done. Soccer is, as you said, I'm a fanatic. If I'm not coaching, I'm watching it on television. Both of my kids, I coach them. There are a couple of students who I've also coached. Matt Milligan, and one of my current students, Logan Pryor. Who was I seeing? I'm trying to see who it is. He's sitting down. I'm trying to see. Oh, there he is, Alden. Alden is here, one of my teams now. So Albany Soccer Club has been my heart. I'm still there, started in 2003. I'm still coaching. I have a U12 team. We are the primary pipeline for Albany High School soccer and some of their success. I'm not going to take credit for it because it's a community that does it. All of our children come from every single one of the wards in the city of Albany. I'm proud of that. I want to thank again Richard for this honor. And that was my halftime speech. Sure. So my dad, he said, come up to take a picture. Come on, Dad. Dad, James. Oh, hello. Sorry. I have to go home. My wife of 32 years and 6 months, my daughter. Woo! You come on up, babe. My daughter, Sydney, a recent graduate of Smith College. While they're coming, John Wafer gave my son Caleb his very first haircut. It's true. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, 7th Ward member Sergio Adams will honor Tabitha Wilson.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. This evening, I stand before you to introduce a woman that needs no introduction. But for those who do not know, let me fill you in. This person is a daughter, a wife, mother of 2 beautiful children, a lifelong Albany resident, educator, city school district vice president, avid Beyonce fan, a historian of Black history, a worker for the New York State Department of Health. Tabitha has been recognized as the 2018 WYMCA Resourceful Woman Award, the 2018 Ignite Volunteer of the Year Award, the 2019 Ujamaa Journey Award recipient, as well as the only 3rd recipient of the Henry Johnson Award in 2019. 2002 Congress of the New Urbanism Charter Awards is a little bit more. Merit awardee of the Re-Envision Albany Project, and the 2022 City of Albany Division of Human Rights, a Henry Johnson Leadership Award. Tabitha's motto is, if service is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. She considers creativity and collaboration her strengths and invests many hours into her community and the city of Albany. This evening, I am privileged and honored to nominate and award Tabitha Wilson as our 2025 Black History Month awardee for the 7th Ward. I'll let you speak.
While we wait, I'll just say thank you, Albany.
And help.
Thank you. And fun fact, I'm also, on top of all of those things, very introverted. This is an honor, and I appreciate you so much.
And we thank you, all of you, to come to my birthday.
So yes, that's June 13th this year. So what I will say is, indeed, I am such a proud resident of Albany. I'm a proud daughter of immigrants. I thank, of course, God, and I thank Albany, and I thank my parents for instilling, my father, a love of history, my mom, a love of reading. I, too, can remember downtown being... Thank you. Being a very vital and thriving downtown, the Black-owned McDonald's on State Street. You want to say hello?
Hello.
And circle back later.
Circle back later.
Yes, so she'll circle back with you later. What I do want to say is, in addition to that, for one, there's many ways to be involved and serve your community. You can vote with your dollar. This week, I was actually going to a store versus another store and just thinking what a time we're in, that we have our own boycotts. We have our own things to be conscientious of. And I want to remind people that indeed, I got that love of history from my parents, love of reading. Going to Albany High gave me a love of service. Definitely vote with your dollar, vote with your feet, vote with your non-attention to certain things. I often feel that if you feel lost, angry, confused, or sad, you should serve people. And there's a lot of visible suffering in our community, whether it be... Sorry, just one moment. Whether it be homelessness, blight, violence, you can formalize your disgust by either doing public comments, emails, banding with your community, and organizing around issues. There's many levels of government you can be involved in, and it's no accident that I'm wearing black on black on black everything today. In 1960s, Peter Norman and Tommy Smith did a black hand salute during the Olympics, and for doing that, they lost everything, but they regretted nothing. And for symbolically, of course, they had the black fist for solidarity. They were barefoot in black socks to represent poverty. They had their shirt a little bit undone to identify with the labor movement, among other things. And I think it's just interesting, someone was mentioning history, that we're always confronting history and what we're gonna do as we move forward. That's right. So with that being said, I thank you all so much. It's a great pleasure to be with you all, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You want to sit that here? Come on. Come on. You want to get in the middle? There you go. Oh, I guess not. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Next up, we're welcoming back Richard Conti, who honor Black Dimensions in Art Incorporated on behalf of the 8th Ward Council member, Jack Flynn.
So I'm honored to present this award to Black Dimensions in Art on behalf of 8th Ward Council member Jack Flynn, who unfortunately suddenly could not be here tonight. Black Dimensions in Art has been supporting the arts within Albany for a half century, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. This organization has enriched our community through their mission statement to educate the public about the unique contribution of artists of the African diaspora within the art scene. They are immensely deserving of praise for the major exhibitions they continue to mount across the capital region annually. Councilmember Flynn wanted me to share his remarks on this impactful organization. Black Dimension in Art has been a pillar of creativity and culture within our community, the capital region, and beyond. Black Dimensions in Art should be proud of their work, uplifting the voices of Black artists and ensuring their work is seen. As they are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year, Black Dimensions in Art, he had the little thing there, can look back on a legacy of resilience, representation, and artistic excellence. Tonight, we honor their dedication, their impact, and their continued care for our city. It is my great pleasure to present this award to Black Dimensions in Art. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Trent Graham, and I'm the president of Black Dimensions in Art. And on behalf of Black Dimensions in Art, we'd like to thank you for the City of Albany and the Common Council and all of those that were involved in our selection. Black Dimensions in Art is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year as an organization which has highlighted so many artists here in the capital region, New York State, and beyond. And I'd like to acknowledge our founding members of our board, including the late Margaret Cunningham, and also the others that were here earlier that have had to leave. But I'd also like to thank Stephen Tyson, who is one of our board members and artists, and also Clifford Oliver, who I see in the back. I'd like to acknowledge him. He has worked with us over the years, including many of the programs that we do in the summertime, Summer in the City, and the youth arts projects that we do with the Trinity Alliance in the South End. Black Dimensions in Art has worked in the South End with the Trinity Alliance for a number of years, and we are so grateful for that partnership with them and with the Albany Barn, with the exhibitions that we do there. And I also see in the audience Marcus Pryor with the Albany Wine and Dine for the Arts. I'd like to put a plug in for them because they have supported Black Dimensions in Art over the years as well. And I would encourage you that if you have not been to the Albany Wine and Dine for the Arts, any of the programs that they have, they just celebrated another successful year. I encourage you to come out to those. And the city of Albany has always been an integral part of that program as well. So thank you very much for this award tonight.
We have 9th Council Award member Megan Keegan honoring Wendy Milligan.
Thank you. I feel like we've either been too short or too tall for this microphone all night long. I truly want to thank everyone who came out this evening. Albany is a city of Black excellence, and this evening has really helped to refill my cup after what has been a tremendously difficult few weeks, and that is because of all of you and all of our awardees tonight. We have seen so much rolled back over the last several years. One of those critical things has been access to reproductive health care and reproductive rights. We've also seen the end of diversity, equity, and inclusion at the federal level. And one of the key components to equity has been equity in health outcomes. And that equity starts with education. This year's 9th Ward honoree is someone who has focused her entire career on bringing equity in education, and particularly equity in health education. She has done tremendous work helping to build a foundation for youth across the Capital District, including our city school district, with an understanding of how their bodies work and how to remain safe when it comes to their reproductive choices. She has also helped our parents to navigate what is oftentimes very uncomfortable and difficult conversations about sex and sexual health with their children. Every year I have such a struggle to find and pick just one person because we have such a wealth of Black excellence in the city. But I cannot think of somebody who I want to honor more this year than our 9th Ward honoree, Wendy Milligan, for all of the work that she's done.
So I didn't know, can you hear me? Usually I'm super loud and I don't need a microphone. I'm a transplant, I'm from Ohio, and what brought me here was a teaching job. And when I was pregnant with my older son, I was a classroom teacher in Guilderland, and all the little kids were fascinated because, you know, their teacher was pregnant, their teacher was pregnant. And they said, "Are you gonna send your kid to Guilderland schools?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And they were like horrified, like, "Why wouldn't you send your kids here?" And I said, "I want my kids to grow up in a place where the children look very different from each other. And that just is not happening here." So I am grateful to the city for educating my kids. My older son's here. My other son is suffering from something because he went to a basketball game in Rhode Island when he didn't really tell me that. There are all these wonderful women that are here that have helped me raise my children. My former therapist is here. My current supervisor and her daughter are here. My supervisor was here. My former supervisor was here. I don't know if I missed anybody, Did I miss anybody? I don't know. So I am grateful to Megan for giving me this award. Oh, my partner, Michael. Oh, my God. Okay, we saved the best for last. But, and I said my coworkers, I did say that, yeah, okay, it's like menopause and it's late. And so I am grateful to Planned Parenthood who helped me take care of my dad when he got much older and required 24/7 care. And it's been the best job I've ever had. So. Thank you, Albany, and thank you, Planned Parenthood. Yes, I am. Thank you.
10th Ward Council Member Owusu Onan will be honoring Rosie Love.
Thank you. As was mentioned, my name is Owusu Onan. I'm a council member representing the Pine Hills neighborhood. Pine Hills in the house, yeah. I know I look tall on TV, but this is my height. But I just want to thank you all so much for being here to recognize Rosie Love, who has continued to do so much phenomenal stuff for our neighborhood. I'm proud to be at City Hall, today to celebrate Black History Month. Given all the controversy and many of the speakers talked about, it's important, more now than ever, that we put Black history at the forefront of our national conversation. It's more important than ever that our children learn about the many local heroes and the work that they have done, a tremendous impact on our country and our city government. As a 10th Ward Council member, it's my pleasure to honor our neighbor, our friend, Rosie Love. For the past 18 years, Rosie has worked as a public health social worker. Her goal has been to end the HIV epidemic by centering the voices of vulnerable communities. From 2007 to 2009, she served as a trainee and a technical assistant manager at the Department of Health. From 2007 until 2014, in her free time, she founded a community-driven and comprehensive faith-based HIV prevention linkage to care initiative in upstate New York. Her most notable achievement in this role include fostering and partnering and inroads between diverse communities, service providers, public health entities to improve access to care and the service quality delivered to minority populations. I could say a lot about Rosie, but I could tell you this: we are so proud to call you a neighbor. We're proud that you chose the 10th Ward to live and buy a house. And if you're proud of Rosie, you haven't seen nothing yet. Her best days are ahead of us. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Rosie.
I just want to, first of all, give glory and honor to my Savior, Jesus Christ. Secondly, I want to say thank you to my grandmother, who is my first pastor and mentor, for setting an example. I also want to thank my current pastor and mentor, Michael Aaron Poindexter, who is an excellent example of how not only to love God, but to love all of his children. I would be remiss if I did not mention that, in addition to being Black History Month, which is very important, today is also Go Red for Women Day. And so I'm wearing red in honor of that for a very specific reason. Back in 2013, a study was conducted where they were able to empirically and quantifiably connect the rates of heart disease with the level of both structural and interpersonal racism that was happening within those same communities across the entire United States of America. So now, why is that important? That's important because of the times that we're living in today. We've had several executive orders passed that directly impact will have a direct impact on our health as people of color. And I think that we need to pay attention to that. The studies have proven that racism is harmful for us on an individual basis as well as a community basis. And so I'll keep this very short. If I can just talk to the people, anybody in here who was affected by executive orders over the last couple of weeks, I want to talk to you personally. Resistance does not look the same for everyone. For some of us, resistance means rest. For some of us, resistance means laughter. For some of us, resistance means joy. And I want you to find your own individual way to resist, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And with that, I want to just say thank you to the City Council for this award, and I want to say thank you to all of you and the people of Albany for helping to raise me, and I want to say thank you to the Human Rights Commission for allowing me to grow into my professionalism and womanhood, and I want to thank you to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for being the best organization on the face of the earth. Have a good night.
11th Ward Council Member Alfredo Ballerin honoring Rodney Smith.
Thank you all for being here. This is always one of my favorite events because we get to honor and learn so much about our neighbors who are doing good work day in and day out in our neighborhood. This year, the 11th Ward is honored to celebrate Rodney Smith. Rodney is a native of Baltimore and a distinguished alumnus of Towson University and the University at Albany. He's been a resident of the Pine Hills and Central Avenue neighborhood for over 32 years. Originally, Rodney came to Albany to play professional football for the Albany Firebirds. I didn't know that. But he made Albany his home. His commitment to education, leadership, and community service has been a guiding force throughout his career with Parson Child and Family Center, Green Tech Charter High School, with Albany County, and the New York State. Currently, he works with Pure Tech Solutions. More recently, he's been dedicating much of his time to public service, specifically supporting minority and women-owned business enterprises. Through his efforts, he advocates for equitable opportunities and helps empower underrepresented businesses to thrive. In addition, Rodney participates in the Albany Police Department's Community Liaison Partnerships, which allows recruits to engage with community members and hear firsthand what residents in Albany need. Rodney is a champion of Black excellence. He uses his platform to uplift others, ensuring that future generations have the resources and support that they need to succeed. His continued dedication to youth mentorship, community and economic development, and social justice emphasizes his belief in the power of education and community to creating lasting change. Now, we all know no one can do it alone. Rodney has the support of his wife, Deborah Rack, his 5 children, and his 6 grandkids. So thank you to his family for sharing Rodney with us for so many years and allowing him to do the good work. Thank you for the decades of service to our city.
Take the picture first.
Good evening. I didn't have anything planned to say, didn't know I had to speak, but I got the mic. Want to thank the Common Council. Thank you, Alfredo. I didn't realize that I would be getting this award. He called me and said, hey, listen, we want to nominate you for this award. And, You know, oftentimes, one of my famous quotes I like is chop wood and carry water, right? Just get the work done. And I believe wholeheartedly in that. When I first came to Albany to play football back in the early 90s, I was really intrigued by the diversity and how you had white folks living next to black folks, living next to Hispanics, living next to Puerto Rican. In Baltimore, it wasn't that way. I live in a community where everybody looked like me, and that was one of the attractive features, and decided to make this my home. Alfredo mentioned my family back there, my wife, my 2 kids are here, and then some other ones running around the city of Albany or somewhere. I just want to encourage everybody, and I think it's Galatians 6:9 says that, you know, if we just don't get weary in well-doing, right? If we keep the faith, if we keep moving along, some good things are going to happen. So don't give up, don't be dismayed about what we're hearing and what we're seeing. Stay in the work. Stay in the work, and we need to support each other. We've got to do this together, right? If you don't have faith, somebody next to you's got some faith. We can make this thing happen. Thank you.
Twelfth Ward Council Member Hyde Clark will be honoring William Clay.
Good evening and congratulations to all the awardees. It's an honor to recognize the Honorable William Clay. Can't be here with us this evening, but we will set up time to celebrate him at a later time. For me, Bill was a colleague, a mentor. He was a county legislator in the Pine Bush, in the Dunes. 12th Ward is the largest geographic ward in the city. And so for me, being able to rely on Bill as to what's going on in 12th Ward out in that part of town, can have fond memories sitting at his kitchen table and just learning from him. I think we've heard a lot tonight from people that are leaders in their community, public service, leaders in labor. Bill had all of that. He was worked his way up to acting assistant commissioner with OGS, was a leader with his church, leader in labor, and county legislator since 2004. Before I started on council, Mike O'Brien served for 20 years and worked closely with Bill, and I just wanted to share some of Mike's words this evening, if you give me a moment. This is from Mike O'Brien. I met Bill Clay when he was running for Albany County Legislator for the first time about 20 years ago. As part of Bill's legislative district overlaps with the City of Albany's 12th Ward, Bill asked me to walk with him around parts of the 12th Ward. When the 12th Ward was extended into the Pine Bush, Bill walked me through the area, introduced me to parts of Albany in the Pine Bush and to his many friends and neighbors. Bill also introduced me to Rap Road community, which is so rich in history of the northern migration starting in the 1920s and 1930s and continuing the legacy into the present. Bill continues to be a trustee for the Rap Road Historic Association. 10 years ago, Bill attended a celebration for my 70th birthday. Now, as I'm approaching my own 80th birthday, I take heart in the example of Bill Clay, whose active life of community service well into his 80s is amazing and truly inspiring. Bill, your work and your friendship have been a treasure. Know that you are loved and your work is well appreciated. And with that, congratulations to Bill Clay, and I will make sure that he receives this at a later date. Thank you so much.
Fifteenth Council Ward Member Tom Hoey will be presenting an award to Alonzo Callwood.
Thank you, everybody. Patrick, do you want to come up? Since Delonzo's parents aren't here, I'd like to have his advisor come up. Patrick Romaine works with me at the university. He's an EOP counselor and advisor and a teacher. And he gave me a call and said, I have this amazing student that's part of the EOP program that I really think that we should honor, for Black History Month this year. So I made time to meet Delonzo, and I'm lost for words because he is an amazing person and there's an amazing future ahead for him. He was born in the Virgin Islands, his family moved to South Carolina. Then they moved up to Brooklyn, New York. He went to LaGuardia High School, 8 years. He was studying ballet. Then he came up to the University at Albany. He's getting a dual degree this May in Africana Studies and quantitative economics, and with a minor in data analytics. So he has a what a bright future that he has. And you know, what he's done at the university is fantastic. He's managed the Purple Pantry. For those who don't know what the Purple Pantry is, it's for students who can't afford to buy food. We get food donated, and students can come in and get food so they can continue their studies and have food. He also is an EOP volunteer. He helps the new students as they come in to the university, you know, get through the program. So he's helping out. And then he also, he's also a housing manager. So on the dorms, when students have problems and stuff, they'll go to Delonzo. Now, I sat down and talked to Delonzo. I said, well, what's your future like? And his future, when he graduates, is to serve in the Peace Corps in Africa for 2 years that he's going to be committed to. And we do got to worry, because the Peace Corps is one of the things that our Tesla friend is trying to do away with. So, I mean, we got to stay positive. The glass is half full. We're going to move forward, and congratulations, Delonzo. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, so my name is Delonzo. The best thing I can offer my community that has helped me to this level so far is to learn your history. Africana Studies is definitely a life changer for me. I double major with a second major in quantitative economics and data analytics with a minor in business administration, and economic community building is my long-term goal. I will be serving, or hope to be serving, in Morocco, Africa. And thank you to my Albany community. Thank you to you all. I believe we all are an extension of ourselves, so I'm grateful for every single one of you. And my parents, my pops told me to literally thank them, so I thank y'all. And visit the Caribbean sometime. St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands is a beautiful place.
I have to acknowledge a couple more people before we end the night. First is I'd like to take this time to acknowledge the amazing photographer that has adorned the rotunda. This artwork is shared by Clifford Oliver, who has joined us tonight. Thank you, Clifford. And earlier, I shouted out cultural affairs, but I'm going to name them by name now. Alea Medina, Keith Morales, and Max Seller, thank you so much for all your work on this event. Lastly, we have a reception that is being catered by Saber A. Campo. I think they're on Delaware Avenue. And we have music, again, to be provided by Jordan Tyler Hill. Thank you so much for this amazing evening. Another round for all our speakers, attendees, awardees. Thank you.